for LZ, or perhaps, Chelsea denofa might get him, but he has to get through Jhonnattan Castro, who's a beast in his own right.
Yeah.
And Jhonnattan Castro, I think, is due to make it deep into competition at this point of the year. So let's see how it's going down.
And Castro really likes the ovals. I think he fares well at the ovals again.
Right.
A battle of the ages, him and James Dean multiple years ago in Orlando. So fairly similar to Orlando, obviously going the opposite direction here, but always excited to watch Castro. So Castro, denofa, our first official battle at our very brand new venue for the Formula Drift Championship, Lake Erie Speedway. This is Borderlands. I'm Jared Deenda. Ryan Sage will bring in the other member of our broadcast team, Lorette Nickel, as things just basically coalesce and come together, and action ensues here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. This is our NOS Energy Drink Top 32. Hashtag FD Erie. For those watching at home, let us know you're watching. Tag myself or Ryan J. Sage. Here we go. Send it. Our first battle here in Pennsylvania. Jhonnattan Castro will lead that Jadot Methyldom. 86, and Chelsea Nova gets the side of it. But look at that, Castro does not back down. No big deal for Castro. Does drop down a little bit there. But you got to think, was that caused by denofa? Now going to that second outside zone. Castro drops that back left tire, no problem for him, into that third outside zone. And riding into the multiple white stripe lines. And all the way through that final outside zone. A great way to start it. You know what? Shots fired across the nose. Look at that battle damage on the left-hand side, Ryan.
I know some of the drivers were complaining about the lack of practice, but it certainly did not show in that battle there.
No.
And Chelsea denofa is always on one, but right now Jhonnattan Castro is as well. Denofa surges forward at that decel zone right before. There's just a little blip there on that map, but you could see denofa is trying to chase him down, but Castro is holding him off and really doing a great job in this second outside zone. Good transition back around right before we get smoked out. You can see he drops a little tire going far into that zone on the right hand, the right rear wheel there, and denofa getting up tight there towards the end. So a really fast battle, almost hard to call it in real time how fast it is.
Yeah, Ryan.
But a great way to start things off.
Well, that's my job. That's your job to kind of wrap out on the instant replay. But yeah, I would definitely agree. It just happens just like that. The question I'm wondering is, how will the judges
the hit?
Yeah, the hit. Did that affect Castro's line? Did that push him down? Was he set up? Did that hurt him? Did it help him? Obviously, it hurt Castro and even the perception. Even though he might have been on that line, Chelsea with that contact, that could hurt Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you pretty much hit on all the potential topics, right? He did hit him, so it's a negative.
Yeah.
But did it have an impact, right? And he did come off that zone a little bit low, so did it push him in an area where he wouldn't have been had Chelsea not hit him, right? And so for the judges, that's going to be some of the things that they're going to think about. And it won't matter until we get done with the second run because everything is a comparative battle.
All right. Well, hopefully on just those short runs, not only for the drivers, but also the spotters. The spotters taking notes on how they drove in the wet compared to the dry today. Chelsea Nova throws it up against the wall. Not literally, as he does keep it high, but he does keep it physically off the wall. Now dropping into that second outside zone. A lot of smoke. Castro jumps in on the inside. Now he travels back. He pulls that rear end of that 86. Oh, and Castro spins out. That is definitely going to hurt him. As Chelsea denofa brings it through, he does punch that cone out of the way, but the judges talked about that. It's all pending on where your tire is, not if you hit the cone, because there's a variance of distance from that back tire to that back bumper. You look at an 86 compared to Mustang. They got different units of measure, so it's all about tire placement on the edge of the track.
Well, Castro, I have to say, was looking phenomenal, but you can tell how much on the edge the drivers are driving right now, so to speak. Castro really got in the pocket in initiation. He fell back a little, and we know how fast denofa is. Great transition there by Castro, but as he gets bounded up here and he's not able to make that transition with denofa, he's in the chase position, so obviously he needs to try and get as close as he can without messing up and making a mistake. We'll take a look at it from the drone, but it just looks like he was not able to hold that angle and momentum into that third and final outside zone. Now the drone is a really big friend of the series because it does give us some great insight to angle of the vehicle, location. You can see Castro's way on inside two there, and then right here just looks really unorthodox there on the transition. Almost not even sure why that happened. Didn't seem like it was going to happen, but it did. It was in the chase. Looks like an unforced error there for Jhonnattan Castro.
All right, the fortune teller, the truth serum, whatever you want to call it, the eye in the sky really breaking down. You can see, yeah, Ryan, I would definitely agree. It didn't seem that Chelsea denofa slowed down where it would have caused Castro to spin out. I think his suspension was potentially, you know, bound up and came unwound and spins out. So let's go to our judges. Slide them left or right, depending on which direction. Slide them left for Castro, right for denofa. 1 vote for denofa. 2 votes for denofa. Denofa will be going against LZ in the top 16. Also at 6:15 local time here in the pits, the Fun Haver party. Von Gittin Jr. and the Fun Haver gang, and of course Chelsea denofa